All right, guys, welcome back to Remotely Wasted. We're here to talk about the new schedules. We're going to start with our favorite teams. If it's your first time watching, I'm an Oklahoma Sooners fan. Jaden's Florida State Seminole. So that's what we'll start with, but we're also going to be touching on, like the Oregons, the Ohio States, the Michigans, the big teams too as well. And
Kind
then who knows where we'll end up? We might end
of,
up in
yeah.
Purdue or
We'll
something. I
be
don't
in
know.
D2.
But yeah, we'll start with the schedule. So we're starting in Oklahoma. We have a very, very tough schedule first year in the SEC. We have a not
Yeah,
too bad of a non-conference though. I think we got a decent little non-conference schedule before heading into a very, very tough downward stretch towards the end.
schedule
Um,
is brutal.
Temple, I think that should be good. Houston, I
Easy.
think should be good. Um,
Houston ain't no slouch though.
I think they're playing at Oklahoma though, so I'm not really that
Yeah, they
panicked.
are, but that's still not like it's not a gimme. Like
It's not.
Temple is a gimme, but like Houston could be. If y'all don't come prepared and Jackson Arnold ain't like locked in, like maybe a turnover or two could swing it. It could be like a two-score game. I'm not saying like I don't know if you guys blow them out though.
I don't think they'll be able to score on us. I think that'll
Probably
be
not.
the bigger issue. I think, yeah, we could have trouble scoring on it, but I just
They
don't
they
know.
almost beat Texas last year.
They did. They
So
did.
that they're not a bad team. Houston is very underrated. Same with Tulane. Tulane is pretty solid of late. But you
Yeah,
guys
they're
got them at
very
home
solid.
too, so I think you guys 3-0 at this point.
Tennessee, I'm really not as worried
Tough.
about Tennessee as a lot of people are. And I think it's going to be a tough game for Josh Heupel. He used to play for us, almost won a Heisman with us. He's got to come home to Norman. I think it's going to be an emotional game for him.
I
Um,
hope so.
I think it's going to get in his head a little bit, and I just don't think they have quite the talent. We have a lot of returning guys, especially on defense.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be able to handle us. And then Auburn, though, I think is going to be a challenge because it's at Auburn. Road game is
Auburn,
a very tough environment.
Auburn is just randomly good in random games. Unless they're having like a really good year. Like they haven't had a good year since like Cam Newton. Like consistently,
Yeah,
like great
yeah.
year.
But
Um,
yeah, the last time they even had a
they
decent
even
year
had
was when they
like
played you guys in the championship.
yeah, it was 2014.
2013, yeah,
Well,
2013,
yeah,
2014,
going
yeah.
into 2014, yeah. I mean they even had Bo Nix, like the motherfuckers in the NFL now, like still couldn't do nothing. Granted, he was like a freshman, but still. And Auburn is very hard to play at. So, Auburn can be just a bad team and still like knock people off at home. Like they'd be just
Yeah,
randomly whooping Alabama's ass sometimes. Like you're like, who the fuck's even on that team? Like they almost beat them last year, and that Auburn team wasn't great. So it's gonna be tough.
yeah, I think like I'm not
You
it's
guys
like
should,
on paper we should blow them out, but because it's like our first road game in the SEC and it looks like that's our first road game of the season.
yeah. That's
So
kind of
that's
a
just a
tough one.
bad that's a recipe for disaster. And
Exactly.
they got Hugh Freeze over there. He's in his second year now, so he has a little bit better of a team around him this year. They'll probably make some strides. I think we win this game, but I think like this is
Could be
gonna be our
close.
first. This is gonna be a challenge for us. I think so. I,
Yeah,
I would say yeah, we start the season off. Looks like 5-0 is where I would have us starting off.
I agree.
Texas is a coin flip. I know a lot of people think Texas is just gonna blow us out. We beat Texas last year. A lot of people don't remember that. Granted,
That was a
we
close
didn't
game. You
have
guys
Dylan
got lucky.
Gabriel.
I think you guys got a little bit lucky on some things, but I'm pretty sure this is like the biggest college football weekend of the year. Like this weekend is absolutely stacked with games. I'm pretty sure it's this
Yeah,
weekend.
it is.
So there's gonna be a lot of hype going around just over the weekend in general. So like players going in, like all right, the entire fucking country is watching like all of these games. It's just probably like one of the biggest weekends in college football. I don't want to say history, but it is massive weekend. You, it's still neutral site, right?
Yeah, it's still
Oh,
gonna be at the Texas State
basically
Fair.
a fucking away game for you guys.
Well, it's an away game for both because it's like a it's
That's
an exact
super close.
it's exactly like 45 miles or something from each team.
I feel like it's
Um,
just a home game for Texas.
well, I mean, it's in Texas, so I feel like but the tickets are spread like equally. So
Right.
like half the
50-50.
half the stadiums Oklahoma, half the
Yeah.
stadiums Texas. Because I think it goes to the season ticket holders of both
Right.
teams.
I,
So
I I think you guys win this game.
that's what I'm thinking. Just the only reason I'm thinking that is because
Yeah, you guys' defense.
in our we play very well when we're in the underdog role,
Yeah.
and that's what we were last year, and that's what we're gonna be this year, as long as Texas doesn't just start off like horrific or something. Which I don't think. I think they could lose to Michigan, but other than that, they should be a one loss. Maybe they're undefeated.
I'd
Um,
say if you guys' defense doesn't take a step up from next year, like and be a step better, I don't think you guys win. But I think they can be, and I think they should be. Um, because like we were just talking about Jackson Arnold. I don't think he's the guy, and even with Dylan Gabriel last year, it was an absolute shootout. And y'all's defense was playing great, got turnovers, and but like he was making magic on the field. I don't think Jackson Arnold can do that. I hope I'm wrong for your sake and OU fans. Like I really hope I'm wrong. I hope he's good because I'd like to see him be good, and I'd like to see OU be competing because it's always fun seeing OU go and try to knock off some top teams. But I'm not optimistic he's gonna be where he needs to be for this game. So I'm hoping your defense is just fucking locked down, getting after Quinn Ewers. Because I don't think they're gonna be able to run the ball. He's gonna have to throw, and I'm pretty optimistic you guys' secondary can hold up.
our
So
secondaries, like our whole defense, this should be our best defense
yeah,
since like 2008.
that's what I'm saying. Like if they're not a step up from where they were last year,
Yeah,
and
no,
maybe you
no.
can get some defensive scores. If you guys get like a pick six or like a fumble in the red zone or something like that, like get some easy points. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I
Um,
think if like let's say
it's gonna be
like
tough.
the previous games before Texas, like if we're just like winning some shootouts or
Shaky.
something
Yeah,
and our
no
defense
shot.
isn't looking good, we're screwed. Jackson Arnold, he's a question mark to me. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him. We played the bowl game. He
He
had
did not look
flashes. He
good.
had flashes where I think he threw for like 360 yards, but he also threw like three picks. So it's really hard to tell where he's at. He didn't play good in the spring game.
Yeah,
They're saying he hasn't done well in training camp, which
that's what I heard too.
I like to think hopefully our defense is just that fucking good that
Right. You love
when
to
he
see
plays a
that.
bad defense, he just
Cooking him.
lights them up. But
But I mean,
I
luckily
don't
for
know.
him, you guys don't open the season against fucking like, Alabama or something stupid. Like you guys got three pretty tune-up games for him to get ready before SEC play. And then even with your first SEC game, Tennessee should be manageable. So maybe he's firing coming into Texas, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be sketchy. I would be very fucking nervous if I was you going into this game.
I'm always nervous going into Texas
I'm nervous going into every game.
because I mean
Like,
Texas is just like we have to win, especially now that we don't have Oklahoma State. Like this is our rival. This is our only rival now, pretty much. Like we're gonna
yeah,
develop new ones, but this is the big one. And Texas fans are so annoying. Like I hate them so
for
much.
sure.
They're just like, oh, where does where does OU get all their players from? Like, okay, like yeah, we get them all from Texas, but like
Usually,
we have produced four Heisman winners from the state of Oklahoma, so like we're
yeah.
not like a bunch of scrubs in Oklahoma either. Sam Bradford, Heisman winner. He's
Go good.
from I don't even remember where he's from, like Norman. I think he might be from Norman, Edmond, Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
Um, Jason White was from Tuttle. So I mean, we got our
Jason
own
White.
talent.
Did he
Um,
get out and was like fucking doing like air conditioning or some shit?
yeah. Well, what happened was
Oh,
he blew
he
out
went
his
to the
knee.
NFL, right?
Oh well, he just did training camp because he blew out his knee. He had to retire like medically, um, in training camp just because his knee was so fucked up. Um, I
That
think he like
sucks.
maybe tore both his ACLs during his college career or something. So he was just like,
That was like way back before where we are now medically with athletes coming back like 6 months after an ACL. You're like, what the fuck are you doing out there, bro? Just relax. We
like
don't need you yet.
they probably didn't have like the same amount of like
Yeah,
where
that's
you
what I'm
can retain
saying.
your eligibility, like you're probably just like you
That's a
either are
whole year
done or you
gone.
play on that. Like
Yeah.
South Carolina, I think will be an easy matchup. I don't like anything about South Carolina. I think they've just regressed every year, it seems like.
Yeah, even they
Um,
just had Spencer Rattler, and that's probably one of the better quarterbacks they've had in a little while. So,
and they didn't do anything with them. They
no,
showed signs like they upset Clemson, they upset Tennessee, but like they didn't actually do anything other than a couple of upsets. Then this is where it gets bad. Ole Miss,
that's
I
a
think
loss
that's a loss for me. I do think
on
that'll
the
be
road. If you guys come out undefeated and win Ole Miss, that'd be
we might have a team at that point. Like
if you guys win this game, like y'all got it. This is gonna be a tough team, and I think you guys could potentially win it all.
yeah,
But
but
I don't.
I don't think with that team. I mean, like our defense is good, but they got a
They're very well rounded.
yeah, and they got a solid defense. And if Jackson Arnold that like if he thinks like the Auburn
Game's
game was
tough.
tough. Like this is gonna be way worse.
You got to score like every possession.
Probably
Nice.
so.
Yeah.
Probably so. Because I mean, we might stop them a couple of times, but that would be a really big test for our defense. We got this weird main. I guess now that we're in the SEC, we do this weird thing that like
The cupcake
Alabama
schedule.
does.
Yeah. I mean, you
We'll
guys fucking
throw.
need it with this stretch. You guys need a team you just go whoop out on, especially if you lose to Ole Miss. Go take your frustration out on.
I mean, this. I think this is good. Especially
Rest
if
some
like
starters.
Jackson Arnold struggles against Ole Miss, he could maybe get some confidence back against
Yeah.
Maine, try to get his head back in the game. Then we got Missouri. That's like
If Missouri is anything like they are last year, it's gonna be tough. Could be one of the. It could be coin flip just like Texas.
I think we win Missouri. I do think we win Missouri. Uh, just
Uh,
because like
uh,
Venables has been to Missouri several times.
yeah.
He understands it. We got a lot of guys on staff like DeMarco Murray, Joe John Finley, offense coordinator. Like they understand Missouri because like Missouri used to be a rival in the Big 12.
You
Like
know,
not a big one, but they were a rival.
this might be your new Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and then the thing with I think it's going to come down to our secondary. Missouri has really good receivers. We have Billy Bowman, but on the other side of him, I don't know who we're running with necessarily, and if they're going to be good enough. So that's a coin flip, really. That's like a Texas. That's like Texas, I'm like we could win, we could lose. I don't know. I think we'll win
Yeah.
that one.
So you
Bama,
got.
I think we lose to Bama, honestly. Just because Milrow is going to be very, very tough on the defense.
I mean, you
Um,
guys set up to stop a mobile quarterback
I mean, yeah, I'd like to think so because we got a good
because he
defensive
can also
line.
throw too, which is unfortunate.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's just such a double threat
It's
that
so annoying.
because I mean we're gonna have like we'll have Danny Stutzman to kind of chase him down, but like
Is he fast enough?
I don't know. We might have to run with like that Kip Lewis dude. Like
You
we
guys
have
almost have to run a spy like every play.
yeah, we could maybe run that Deshaun McCullough kid. He's really fast, like the cheetah position.
Yeah,
That's
just running
probably
his ass down every, or just waiting for him to do something. That's basically locking up a whole defender, just standing there with his fucking hands, just waiting for him to do something.
I feel like they'll probably kill us on like screen passes or something, just because like
Play
Milrose's gonna need
action.
to get rid of the ball quick.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be. At least
it's
you
in
guys are at
Oklahoma.
home.
It's in Oklahoma. I think the crowd will be
Oh
on
my God, that
fire.
correct. That's probably gonna be like one of the better crowds you guys have had in a long time.
I think this will be the because like OU's really weird about storming the field, but I think that will be the game where I think we'll finally storm the field
That'd be cool.
if we win that one because we never do it.
I don't think
We're
I've ever
just
seen you guys storm the field. That's kind of like it's weird.
I think the last time we did it was in like 1999 or
Yeah.
something like that. We're stuck up. We should storm the field. I think it's cool like when teams do it.
Especially because you guys haven't like you guys don't I don't say you haven't won anything like because you guys won some Big 12s. You guys have made the playoffs, but like you haven't won a championship in a hot minute. So like fuck it, like do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be I would say that's an upset if you guys beat Alabama. Like
Yeah, as long as Alabama is like who we think they're going to
if they're
be.
still like a top 16, yeah, it's upset. I'd say
Yeah, I would say so. And then LSU last
that's a
week.
win.
I think
But
that's a win.
It's
It's
in
in
Death
Death
Valley though.
Valley at night. At
That's like
night.
Auburn, like anything can fucking happen.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Because looking at the schedule, I would say like we could walk out of here with 2 to 3 losses, but we could also end up having like five.
I would say at best. So we're pretty much in agreement. Ole Miss is a loss,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
And I would say if you want to give Texas the win or Missouri the win, I can't really argue that, or Alabama the
I
win.
would say Texas or Bama. Like I'd say at best two losses for you guys. Like, oh, I mean, obviously you guys could go undefeated, but like I feel like that's a little like that's asking a lot of Jackson Arnold. So we'll see, but I don't think that's doable with him at least this year. So I would say at best two losses. At worst, Auburn, Texas, Ole Miss, Missouri, Bama. So five losses. I don't think you
Yeah,
guys lose more than five. Which with this
yeah.
fucking schedule is not super bad. Like you
The
can
only
still make a
team that's got a worse schedule than us is
Florida.
Florida. Florida's got the worst schedule I've ever seen.
Worst schedule in history, I would say. Oh my God, I'd be sick. If that was a Florida, man, I'd be sick. As soon as I schedule out, I'd be crying.
Because they're already not that great, and then on top of that, you got to throw in like the last 5 or 6 games are just incredibly difficult.
Yeah,
But
absolutely tragic.
we have a pretty tough schedule. We'll take a look at Florida State. I don't know much about Florida State's schedule. I'm sure we looked at it at the end of last year, but it's been a bad
I
minute
don't think
since
it
we
was
did that.
complete. Um, so we got Georgia Tech this Saturday. We're playing in Dublin, Ireland. So that's pretty cool. Um, I don't know why this game is stressing me out so bad. They got Haynes King. He's got the talent to, to be a nuisance.
They almost knocked off Ole Miss last year.
Yeah, and they did beat Miami, so
I don't
but
think they're like
that was Miami's fault that they lost that game, but and it's not the Georgia Tech of old, and we have been upset by Georgia Tech before. So it's not like out of the realm of possibility. I'm not like I don't think I'm as confident as like I should be. The spread's, like 11.5, so it's not a lot, but like we we have so many new pieces. We just got to get out there and put them all together. We have a new quarterback. We got a new starting running back. We do got Toa Feely coming back, so like we have some you know stability there, I suppose. Well, our fucking running back room is loaded. So somebody's gonna carry the ball well. We have I want to say one of the top 10 offensive lines in the country. Wide receivers are a big question mark for us. Big question mark. We lost Keon Coleman, Johnny Wilson. Those were the majority of our targets right there.
yeah.
Um, we did get Malik Benson from Bama, so he's my number one dude.
Are you
Uh,
so in this Georgia Tech game, is it really like is it the environment that's stressing you out? Like the Ireland, the early kickoff, is that kind of what's making you nervous about the game?
I think it's just like all the new pieces on the team, seeing if they can like offense specifically. I'm not worried about the defense whatsoever. Well, no, I take that back. I'm worried about the linebackers, but offensively, like if we come out and like we're slow, because we do this all the fucking time. Like we'll come out in a game and we start off slow. Like we just come out three and out. Like, okay, cool. Fucking other team scores. We're like, all right. Come out still slow. They might get a field goal. We're down by 2 scores already. Like, fuck. Okay. Like defense fucking do something while the offense is trying to get their shit together. Like we do this all the time. It is a new offense, so we'll see. New quarterback. I don't know. But I'm stupid high on our defense. Stupid high on them. We might arguably have top five defensive line, top five secondary in the country. The defense is loaded. Linebackers are like we're super questionable there. We put two linebackers in the draft. We got a lot of transfers coming. Um, our secondary is going to be just insane. I'm pretty sure, insane.
If it's
So
like if it's just even just like close to what last year's
Oh,
defense was.
we'll be fine.
Because I mean, it's not going to be as good as last year. I think that'd be
So,
very
some
very.
people are saying we might be better,
I mean,
and if
it
that's the
could
case,
happen.
this will be like a historic defense if it's
But
better.
that Florida State defense last year was insane. So like
Yeah,
yeah, like you're saying, like it would be like one of the better defenses of all time if they got better somehow. Because
yep,
I mean that defense won the ACC championship last year.
yeah, well, yeah, absolutely, single-handedly.
Yeah,
So,
on was it like third string at that point?
they had fucking Backlund in there. That poor dude, he was having a tough time. So, yeah, it's just like all the new pieces. Like I said, we have a lot of transfers coming in, taking starting spots, and then just I know how good Haynes King can be. It's like I know like his potential, and if he's potentially like that good, he is mobile too. So if our linebackers are a weakness, like we might not be able to stop him running the ball. But I do think we will ultimately win. So I wouldn't even be super mad if we win by I'd say less than 14, I'll be upset. I'll be pretty upset. We have Boston College. Honestly, they should have beat us last year. We got lucky. I think the refs did give us the game. We 100% should have lost.
Yeah, I
But
don't think it'll be like a repeat this year. I think
no,
it'll be a
no, no.
pretty easy
It is
pretty
at
easy
home.
win. Memphis as well. That looks like
All
a pretty easy
Memphis,
win.
that's Mike Norvell. That's where we got him from. He just came from Memphis. So I mean they have, a chip on their shoulder to come in and try to beat him, He did leave them to come coach us. So Memphis isn't a terrible team. They have decent teams. Cal should be a fucking blowout. SMU might
They're
be
gonna be a little tough. They're gonna be a little tough.
on the road too.
And that's a
SMU's got a
That's a Texas school. It's gonna be a crowd. It's gonna be a crowd there.
yeah. And we travel pretty good. We travel pretty good.
I don't think you guys will lose. I think it'll be like a maybe like a 28 to like 13 or like maybe like a 35 to like 17 or so. I think it'll be like a two score game,
Yeah.
but I don't think it'll like I don't really see you guys losing that game.
I fucking hope
Um,
if this team's anything like I'm being led to believe and what everybody's saying we should be undefeated at this point.
yeah, I would
We should
say yeah,
we should
5-0 at this point is what
yeah.
I'm thinking.
Even this Clemson game, we should win this game. It's at
It's at
home.
home. It's at home, and I don't think Clemson is going to
I,
be better than they were last year, and they weren't
I don't
that
know, maybe
great
maybe.
last year. I mean, and there's such a gap between where you guys were,
Yeah.
and also I think DJ is gonna want to get his revenge this game. I think
Yeah, that's his first school, so
and they
and
it's
we're
not
at
like
home.
he didn't ditch them. They
Yeah.
benched him and he had to leave. So
So he's got
they
no
did him dirty.
he's got no pressure playing in that stadium because those fans would be fucking giving it to him. Oh my God, that'd be awful.
He's gonna have the crowd behind him, in this
Exactly.
game.
At Duke, not too worried about that. They
But
got
the
no
coach
right.
gone, yeah.
Yeah. At Miami,
That's
I'm
a little
not I'm
tough with Cam Ward.
I'm not worried about playing in Miami because they
The
never
crowd sucks, yeah.
they never sell out the stadium, but every time we come to town they do fill up a little bit. They always be preying on our fucking downfall. Yeah, Cam Ward is the only thing I'm worried about, like his mobility. Our defensive line though should in theory keep him contained. So, and they did lose Restrepo, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. They might still have Restrepo. That dude's fucking annoying. The receiver, he's he's really good. He's like very annoyingly good. If he's still
Mm.
there, I can't remember if he went to the league or not, but I think he's still on the team. So I think that's gonna be our first tough game.
I think it's a win though, honestly,
It should
because
be, should be.
I mean Cam Ward's good, but I
I'll,
don't
I'll say
think.
this. I think our only loss is potentially gonna be Notre Dame. That's it.
Yeah, I would say the two I'd really like worry about is Notre Dame and Florida, just because it's Florida, it's a rivalry game, but it's at home,
Yeah,
so
I'd say
that gives you the
Notre
edge.
Dame and Miami.
I mean, Miami's a is a potential loss, but I just don't think like as far as like all around
Yeah.
complete team. I don't think they could do it. North Carolina would, no Drake May now. I don't
Nope.
see them being a problem. Notre Dame, though, I could see that being a
We're
loss.
we're an underdog in that game. We're not favored to win.
I could easily see that because it's at Notre Dame.
And
Uh,
Riley Leonard,
he
they they
almost he almost got you last year.
they should have if he didn't get hurt. They would have beat us. They
So
whole 100% would have beat us.
I would say that's probably a loss. I think that's like looking at the schedule, and that's probably your only loss. It's probably a one loss year for you guys.
Yeah, which is
Which
fine because
it still gets you in the ACC championship.
yeah, and we win that, we'd make the playoffs, and then at that point, fucking anything can happen because that's a lot of football left to be played. Injuries come into play. Quarterbacks go down all the time. The team makes the playoffs without the quarterback. Good luck. So
Yeah, I
I'm
think if you guys somehow lose to Miami though, I'd be really, really worried about Notre Dame at that point.
yeah,
Because I think Notre Dame's way better than Miami.
by
But
far
I think yeah, just the one loss. If you guys get in the ACC
two
championship, win
max.
it, you're in the playoffs. So I would say in the ACC champion is pretty much automatically getting in the playoffs. So I would say most likely Florida State gets in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Just as long as nothing's stupid like SMU could be a game where you guys trip up. I would say this Georgia Tech game could be a game where you guys trip up,
first game of
and
the year.
Clemson as well. So there's like a few where it could happen, but
Yeah,
it's overall, I think it's like not the worst schedule in the world. It's pretty
right.
favorable.
I'm cool with it. Yeah, I like the addition of Notre Dame. Gives us, say we do drop one to SMU or Clemson. If we can come in there and win that Notre Dame game, knock them off, it'll push us right back up. Um, we got this thing going on. It's called like the Revenge Tour for us. It's mostly directed at like ESPN and shit. It's like all gas, no brakes. Like we're coming out and just trying to blow everybody out. Like just fuck everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, right? Like, what are you gonna say? We blew everybody out. You can't see shit. Like we just, you know what I mean?
You guys got to
Um,
take the '07 Patriots approach, like when we got in trouble for Spygate, and then we went 16-0 the next year. Like
yeah,
that's the way you guys got to come out,
that's what we're
basically.
shooting for. I mean, all the fans, we're all fired up. Everybody's pissed off. Everybody's mad at ESPN. Everybody's mad at the college football playoff. Everybody's mad at the committee. Um, I'm sure Norvell's got them fired up. Hopefully, he's got them, grounded, leveled out, where they're not just fucking emotions going wild, and we come out here and we just fumble the fucking bag.
And this is DJ's probably last chance to really
I,
get in
I'm
the
pretty.
league, get in the league.
I think he's a senior, so I think he has to leave.
So he's probably going to be going hard as fuck trying to
Oh,
get in the
even if he
league.
doesn't leave, I don't know if we would keep him. Like we have a pretty solid quarterback room. Like we have pretty good up and comers that we want to get going because we have like a line of succession kind of mapped out. And if he comes back another year, if he even can, it would kind of fuck that up. People transfer and throw all of our shit out the window. So, um, ideally we're lining up Brock Lynn to take over for next year. So, I think he's got the talent and physicality and what ability to take over. So we'll see. And then I'm hoping we just are blowing people out like that 2013 year where the starters are getting pulled at fucking halftime, and then he's getting just a lot
Getting
of
some
reps.
reps, yeah.
Yeah, we really need that, and I think that's gonna be the case. Like Boston College, probably Memphis, yes. Cal, he'll probably get play time. Duke, North Carolina, Charleston Southern for sure. So
He'll probably get like 3/4 to a half at Charleston.
yeah. So throughout the year, I would say he probably gets like maybe two full games worth of playing time. So is that gonna be enough? I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Also, if DJ is not like ready for the league at the end of this year, that might be a sign that maybe he's not going to work out at Florida State. Because if he's not going to the league, that probably means you guys had a bad year.
for
So
sure.
but I think he's
If we make the playoffs, that means he's had a good year. He'll definitely get drafted. And then I mean I'm optimistic. Like he has the ability to make a Heisman push. Like he does.
he's 6'5", like
Yeah.
250,
Whether
like
whether
he's
or not we have the receivers to like, go with that, we will see. I know we got the running backs, but like we might have a fucking running back in the Heisman contention. Roydale Williams that we got from Alabama. That dude is fucking insane. Our running back room is just crazy. Have you ever seen Cam Davis? He's our freshman we got. That motherfucker
no.
is stupid. He is stupid good. There was a clip that came out from practice. He's like running on the sideline, just trucked one of the fucking defender. He's big. Like he's big, big. Dude's a monster. So I'm hoping he gets some carries this year. I don't know if we're gonna redshirt him. We might because we're so loaded, but we could have a running back in the Heisman contention. We might just run the ball all year. We might not even have to throw it. Which fine by me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how we win as long as we're winning.
Yeah. I think you guys have a really good team this year all around. Still, some question marks for me. Last year was just like a probably one of the better Florida State teams I've seen other than like the Jameis year.
Last year was a kick
Um,
in the nuts.
yeah, I mean it just
Uh,
sucks that that
and then the
happened and that happened on like the last year they were doing the 14 playoffs. So like they felt like, oh well, if we do this, there's really
better
no
luck next year.
consequences, like
Yeah,
because it's gonna be a 12 team next year, so we
we
don't have
got
to
did
do
dirty.
anything. Oh
Now I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not saying like we would have won the whole thing, but fuck, man, like that. The way that defense was playing, like that defense could stop anybody. I don't know about the whole game. They could, play that level, but like if you could play like that for 2 quarters and keep a team from scoring for 2 quarters, like that's enough time to get Brooklyn going. Like
Well, and
uh,
and honestly, if you guys would have made the playoffs, what's his face would have played over
right, Rodemaker
Brockman.
would have been playing
But
or
he
starting.
he transferred out like a
Fucking
bitch. So that was
piece of
kind of
shit.
stupid. And also, like people like to bring up the Georgia game. Like you guys were on your third strings, like for the
Yeah,
whole
we
game,
had like 20 some
basically.
players sit out, I want to say. Like what the fuck are you supposed to? We have freshmen out there like playing. Like
Like you guys
I
might have still lost, like had all the starters played, but it might have only been by like maybe two scores or
yeah, I think it would have been respectable.
like
Damn sure wouldn't have
no
been
more than like
63 to
three.
3.
Like
Yeah. But I want to say we had less than 8 starters playing in that game.
yeah, so
Like what
that's
the
just a
what
bad argument, like
that's that was a high
Mississippi
school
State.
team out there. Like what the fuck who's doing that? Who's starting 8 starters and winning or even competing against Georgia? Nobody. No, nobody. So yeah, it was kicking the fucking nuts. But we move on. I'm super optimistic this year. We'll kind of drop into, kind of the top teams, skim their schedules, kind of bounce around. Georgia's got
Damn, they got a
Clemson.
tough schedule.
They're gonna beat the dog shit out of
Yeah,
them.
and Tennessee Tech. Actually, it's
W,
not that bad.
W. This would be a great game. Week
Alabama.
4 is cool. Like that's great. One of them's gonna get knocked off. Hope because yeah, they can't tie. So Auburn should be a W. Mississippi State W at Texas. Another great game. They got
Tough.
2 tough road games. 3, they got Ole Miss on the road too. Yeah, Georgia's schedule is rough. If they win out, just give it to them.
What's scary is like they could win out.
They
It's not
could.
like it's not outside the realm of possibility.
They very could.
I think they drop Bama just because it's at Bama.
I
Um,
think they dropped 1.
Texas. It depends on where Texas is at. Like has at this point in the season
Have
has
they lost?
Texas lost to Michigan and OU. Like
Well, if they have 1 loss going into this game, like if they win this game, it could be enough to bring them back up the SEC fucking gauntlet of teams. So, yeah, if Texas has a loss, they need to win this game. And this is the week after OU, right?
yeah, I think it might be.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I click on
Uh,
Texas' schedule. Actually, I want to see what they have going on. Oh shit,
W
that is back to back.
on the road, Michigan. W. two tough games. W. So they only have three tough games. Michigan only one of them's on the road. So ideally, if I was Michigan, I'd be cool with two losses. Like on the like low end, two losses for Texas, I'd say. But they could easily lose all three of those.
Yeah, I
And
think
but
Michigan's like their best shot of losing, like for sure. Like just because that's gonna be a crazy crowd
that's
environment.
so early too.
Yeah, 11 a.m. And I don't
Fuck.
is Michigan on a different time zone than Central? Are they Eastern? Um,
Uh,
they might be Central still.
I don't know.
So I don't know where. No, I think they are Central because I think Chicago's Central and I think they're more west than Chicago. I think
No, I think Michigan's
it's either
further.
like it's like slightly east if it is
Yeah,
the.
who fucking cares? But
But I mean,
it's
like
11 or 12
I'm just saying,
o'clock.
like
Yeah.
if that's like yeah, oh yeah, they go like forward an hour, don't they?
Yeah.
When you go east, yeah, so they're fine in
That's
terms of.
fucked. Week two going on the road to the big house is crazy. I'd be sick. Like I'd be like, who the fuck made this schedule? Like, I mean, they got semi lucky that Florida's on a down year. Arkansas lost KJ Jefferson, so they're probably not going to be super great. Kentucky, I think Devin Leary's gone.
He wasn't even that good in the first
No,
place. They
yeah.
still have that running back. That running back was
Oh,
good.
oh, oh, Ray something, Ray Davis,
Something like
all day
that.
Davis. I think his
I think
nickname
he's
was.
still there. I didn't hear about him
God,
going to NFL or
that
nothing.
dude is sick. He's good.
A&M, I would keep my eye on them
That's a
just
rival. They
because.
haven't played A&M in fucking ages,
And
so
A&M hates. I don't know if you
yeah
noticed, but
they hate each other.
A&M left the Big 12 just to get away from Texas.
So
So now that they're in with Texas, I don't think they're gonna be very happy.
is this the first time they've played since A&M left the Big 12? Oh,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a nasty game. And I think
like
they're gonna are
there's
they
some
playing every
hatred.
year now?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be like the last game every year now for them.
I like that. That's nice. Bring back the good old rivalries.
Because A&M is basically like that's their Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Like, and I think there's gonna be some real hatred. Because
And it's on the road.
there and
Sick.
and I bet you at this point A&M's probably got like several losses. This might
They
be all
just
they
want to
have to
whoop
say
their
play
ass for
for.
fun.
Like,
Yeah. Ah, I'm not would be upset if I was a Texas fan. Hate to see it. So yeah, Georgia, Texas, not gonna be super easy.
Iowa State, Akron win, Western Michigan win, Marshall win, Michigan State win. Iowa, I would say is a win.
Yeah,
Uh,
but you never know. We'll see what Iowa's got at
Oregon,
offense. Oregon on the
Oregon,
road.
I think that's a loss, or it could be. It's a coin flip.
I think it's a loss, but that's gonna be such a good game. That's that weekend.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great weekend. I'm sure that'll be a different time slot.
Nebraska's got they got some quarterback that's supposed to be
Right, Rayola or
yeah,
something. Yeah, he
Dylan.
was.
So
He, he
maybe
was
the
he was going to go to Georgia, but then he flipped
yeah.
and went to Nebraska.
So maybe Nebraska will be good this year. Penn State on the road. Sure, it'll be a whiteout game. That place fucking sucks to play out. You got Mo Bamba blaring through the speakers.
If Drew Aller, takes a
Is
step up.
if he's any fucking where slightly better than last year, and they have the same defense, that they win this game. They win this game, like because that defense was locking down Ohio State, and all they needed was a couple first downs. They just couldn't fucking do it. Um, yeah, I think that's a loss. I think they got two here, and then Michigan. I think they lose three. I think Ryan Day is gone after this year. Hot take,
That's what they're
locking it
they're
in
saying.
now. Three loss Ohio State. Ryan Day is gone.
Even if honestly, even if
They might
Ohio
pull one
State's
of them.
undefeated, if Ohio State's undefeated and then they lose to Michigan, he might be gone. Like
He can't beat Michigan.
because that's what's that like 4 years straight. If he loses this year, I think they lost
I know
three
they
years
lost the last
straight.
two at least.
Yeah, and they might have lost the one before that. So
Maybe.
they're like, and like honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but the Ohio State
If you
fan
lose to
base,
them
it
and you make the
does.
fucking playoffs, like who cares?
Exactly. But I mean, I think the fan base cares. I think The
But if
alumni
say
cares.
you drop a game to Michigan and you got Oregon sitting up there also one loss undefeated, you're not gonna make it because they beat you. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like
I
head to
was
head.
I was watching I can't remember who I was watching, but I was thinking about this scenario because they're throwing it out, and I kind of like it makes me a little bit nervous, like just for the state that college football is going in with the, I think it was Dabo that brought it up. There's 12 teams right now, right? Let's say Michigan, let's say Michigan's, we'll say for fun, we'll say Ohio State's undefeated. We'll say Michigan is not that good. Maybe they got like three, four losses. Ohio State's already locked up the Big Ten championship, and they want to keep their guys healthy for the Big Ten championship to lock up the playoff spot. Like, would they sit their guys against Michigan?
No,
Like, I don't think so.
no fucking way.
I mean, and that's for this rivalry,
Not without rivalry. No.
but like,
Some of them maybe.
could you see a rivalry like getting ruined because there's a 12 team playoff?
Yeah, I would rather lose the game and make the playoff and potentially win a championship. Like, fuck that rivalry. Like, we won that as a championship. We basically won the rivalry. Fuck you. Like, we're better than you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Like,
let's actually.
would you fucking be okay just you're getting mollywopped by Texas last game of the year, like 63-3, like we did, but you guys go on and win the national championship? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I
would
mean,
you
at
take
that
that?
point, oh yeah. I mean, I'll take a national championship. I mean, like, because
I would
actually,
take a 200-0 loss, and then if we go on to win the national championship, you know what I mean? Like, fuck that. That doesn't matter.
because I mean, like, actually, the best example probably is Florida State, Florida, because that won't even affect your conference.
No,
Like
it
you,
won't.
if you guys are locked up to the ACC,
We might.
maybe fuck Florida. Like,
Yeah, that
maybe
might
let's
be.
just go to the ACC championship with our guys healthy.
But you know, we got that. That also affects like in-state recruiting.
True. I'll also there's
So
I
that's
hate it.
just
I hate it in the sense like
because
the
most
spirit of the
rivalries are
game is
same state.
ruined. Yeah.
There's that, and some people care about that shit. Like, you know, players. Some people care about that. Like, I want to go to the school that maybe I like both schools, and this team's been whooping this team's ass, so I'm gonna go fucking play for the one that's winning. You know
And
what I mean?
it'd just be kind of sad to see some of these rivalries just kind of get. But
I
also,
don't
I think that's not going to happen that often either,
I
though.
don't think it's maybe they might not sit the starters at the beginning. Maybe if like maybe halftime, maybe like okay, you got your reps in, you're warmed up, you know, offense is firing on all cylinders. Let's go ahead and pull them. We don't give a fuck about the game. You know what I mean? It's or
Yeah.
maybe we're up by 3 scores. Usually you won't put your starters that early, but fuck it. We're gonna hope the backups can pull it off. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. I hope not, but then again, if your team's in that scenario and you're like, fuck man, my quarterback's got a shoulder injury and he don't
That's
need
what
to
I'm
play
saying.
this game. Like, do we play him?
Like if it's my team, I'm like, sit our guys. But any other rivalry, I'm like, nah,
No.
you play them. Like,
Exactly. Um, we look at Oregon already? No.
nah.
I think their schedule's weak.
Damn, they got a kind of a cakewalk other than
Ohio State, Michigan. That's
that's
it.
it.
This looks like an Ohio State schedule, a normal Ohio State schedule.
Honestly, do you think if they lost to both Ohio State and Michigan, they could still get in? Like, I could see a scenario where that happens because we're changing. I think, in the 14 playoff, the debate, sometimes was like, can we let a two-loss team in the
Yeah.
playoffs? I
I
think that's gonna
seen
change. Like, can we let a three-loss team
I
in?
seen this thing. It was somebody did like the math and like mapped it all out since I don't know how far back it went, but it was at least like 30 years. And it was basically like if you took the 12 team playoff and you took it back all the way back then every year, there was at least one team like almost every year with 3 losses. And the only 4 loss team that ever made it was a Florida State team. We was 9-4.
Mm.
Yeah. 9-4 doesn't. Was that 13 games back then?
I think there could be 9-4.
Yeah. Well,
Because
I guess
it's
with
like,
a bowl game, if you count that as a record,
yeah,
but
yeah, I think so.
um, so it's like almost every year there would be on paper a 3 loss team almost making it, if not every year, every other year.
Yeah, I mean, because if you
Uh,
look at like Oregon, let's say Oregon just blows out every team, but they lose close to Ohio State, Michigan, they might get in.
I'd be a two loss team, so that wouldn't really fit that. But like Ohio State, for example, like if we think they lose to Oregon, Penn State, Michigan State, or not Michigan State, Michigan, that's three losses right there. And they're sitting third in the Big Ten. They could still make it potentially. I think
Yeah,
something. But if all the other conferences fucking suck, like or like the third spot down is like not as good, they could get in. It's gonna be really weird. Be really weird.
yeah. The three teams going to be the difficult part on the who gets in. I think they're gonna. We're gonna. I think we're gonna see maybe like three or four two-loss teams. Like it's mostly going to be one loss undefeateds, but there's going to be a few two-loss teams that get into the playoffs.
You just gotta win your conference. It's not that hard. It's easier than it ever has been
Well,
to compete for a championship.
almost
Normally,
all the
like you have to go
conferences.
undefeated.
True,
So
true.
like the bar's been lowered exponentially. Like if you're in a power four conference, all you heard is win the conference. You're in, guaranteed. No fucking computer point system or no committee. That's it.
I'm so glad we're done with the four team. Like,
Me too.
I mean, like I'm gonna miss certain aspects of it, but as far as like, I'm
God, this
excited.
schedule sucks too.
Oh, that's a win, 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 loss, maybe a loss. Actually, probably
That's
a
a
win.
loss.
I mean, it's at Alabama, so I mean, I think they could
I
win
don't
that.
I don't care either way.
Win, win, probably win, maybe a loss, probably a win.
I mean,
Um,
hypothetically, I think we'd rather Georgia win this game because Georgia has a harder schedule. So like if Alabama's good enough to beat Georgia here, they're not gonna lose at all. They'll be undefeated.
that's true.
They'll
That's
be
true.
probably number one. That's a bye. So we'd rather Georgia probably win here, especially for like OU sake,
Yeah.
because there's a higher chance that Georgia drops another game somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean they got kind of a cakewalk of a schedule. Wow, they
What the
got a
fuck
pretty
is
easy
this?
schedule. To win, 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 win. Damn, they're starting off 6-0.
Maybe two
Um,
losses if you guys can beat them.
yeah,
They could go undefeated.
I think that's why I have them at number two. I think they're just loaded, and then
Could be Ole
especially
Miss this
looking at
year.
this, this is like if they can't do it this year, like Lane Kiffin might as well just leave. Like you might as well find a bigger school that could handle it.
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
That's the weakest schedule we've looked at yet.
Win, 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 win,
Win.
win, win,
All the way up to
win,
us is
win,
their toughest game, and then they probably
win,
blow
win,
USC
win.
out. Maybe they
Yeah,
lose. I would hope so. But
they might get one loss, you know.
this is the weakest schedule in the top 10, guaranteed.
And what sucks is they're basically, as long as they only have one loss, they're probably getting in.
That's
I
disgusting.
mean, I don't hate Notre Dame, but it's just kind of weird that they could schedule such a weak schedule and just automatically get
Notre
in.
Dame is just, they're always so inflated every year to start. Like, oh, Notre Dame's five. Why? They never finish in the top five. Like, why the fuck are they starting anywhere remotely close there? You might as well start them at 15. Let them fucking work their way up.
It's just because the logo. I mean, that's it. They're
It's
the
the
brand. Their
fucking
brand.
yeah, it's gross.
Penn State.
Penn State.
Win, 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 win. Could lose to Ohio State.
This schedule's probably worse than
Damn,
Notre Dame's. This is worse than Notre Dame's.
damn. This is Penn State's chance. Like,
Yeah,
when has Penn State
they're
ever
gonna
had
get
this?
mollywopped in the playoffs though. Penn State probably they might win the Big Ten,
They could go undefeated
or maybe not win the Big Ten, make the Big Ten championship for once.
because they don't have to play Michigan this time. They have to play both.
Yeah,
Now they only got to play, and I
they
mean
pull
USC could beat them. I just doubt it. I highly doubt it.
they pull like the weakest of the new big of the new teams. So,
Yeah,
like all of
they
them
don't got to play Oregon. Like,
dodged Oregon. Ah, gross. We'll
damn,
see.
that's it'd be cool to see him get that far just to see what would happen.
Hey, if Penn State wins the whole thing, as long as they don't beat my team to get there, like cool. I'm happy for them. Cool.
They mainly just disappoint me because I'll be rooting for them against Ohio State or
And
something, and
they
they just
always
can't do
fucking
it.
lose. Yeah, it's Penn State always never they never knock off the team we need them to knock off. just because we're haters. Uh,
That's a win, could be a loss.
they're in the
Win,
same boat as Ohio
yeah,
State. They have
win.
three
Yeah,
tough games.
exactly the same boat, pretty much.
So like, I mean, they could lose. They could lose those 3 games as well. They could absolutely lose to Ohio State. They will. They could absolutely lose to Oregon, and they can absolutely lose to Texas. Very, very
I think
doable.
I think all three of those games are, losable games. I wouldn't count out Michigan State. Probably it's probably a win, but rivalry, they got Oregon State's coach who did a great job at Oregon State.
Yeah,
But I mean it's his first year. He's probably gonna have some struggles. They got what was that guy's name? Childs, is that his name? That was the guy that was like it was DJ, but then there was that other guy they had throw in there too at
I
times.
have no idea.
He went with him to Michigan State. So
Illinois is potentially, if they were like they were last year, that defense was pretty good.
I like Illinois when they're good. I hope they're good.
Yeah, I like random fucking small teams when they're like, oh, this team's got a team. They're out here just mollywopping random schools. Hell yeah! So
That's the
don't
best. That's the best. Because I like it when we like we got our own teams, but like me and you are also rooting for some random ass
Arizona.
yeah, like Arizona's probably gonna be that team this year where we're just like,
Yeah,
"Oh, we fuck with this team." Like
I'm sure another team will pop up. Like I'm sure Arizona's gonna be good, but there'll be another school that's gonna pop up. We're like, hell yeah! As long as they're not playing us, we don't care. Wreck havoc. Um, case of Missouri.
let's see what Missouri's working with.
Uh,
That's a
that's
they
super doable. They could have maybe 1, 2 losses,
on it. They could go on like
and they could go undefeated.
they probably won't go undefeated, but it's a possibility. It's a strong possibility.
This is
Um,
Missouri's chance.
Bama is probably their toughest challenge because it's on the road.
Yeah,
At Bama, they kind of got the home field advantage against us. That's gonna be probably one of the biggest games they've had there in a while. Just because it's an old rivalry. They have this is probably like the highest hopes they've had going into a season in a really long time. Because last year, if I remember correctly, they were kind of like not ranked at the beginning of the season, maybe like low top 25, and then just popped up
yeah, and
and
they started making a run.
started playing good.
Yeah, this is like Missouri's year. It's Penn State's year. If it's ever Ole Miss, like they all have super favorable routes. I
This
mean,
is one of
granted,
the
like
most wide open years in a
granted,
while.
you get to you get to the playoffs, and then you're playing good teams. So like at the point, the schedule don't fucking matter. Like you have the easiest schedule, make it to the playoff, and just get beat the fuck down.
This
It's
year
gonna
is
be
so
a
open.
it's gonna be a long season for
But
some
you know what I
teams.
like? The first round of the playoffs. It's at home stadiums.
Yeah,
Like I would love to see a playoff game at an actual college environment. Like it's
I
gonna be
mean,
something we've never seen before.
like imagine it in like Penn State, Death Valley. Uh, I hate to say it, but like the swamp. A&M. Oh my God, they're like shit. That's breaking fucking. I mean, sounds like earthquakes. It's gonna be on the Richter scale.
Bro, if we have a playoff game at Norman, I don't care how much the ticket costs. Like
I'm taking a
I'm
loan.
going to like
I'm
yeah,
taking a
exactly.
loan.
Like
Yeah,
fuck it.
I wish Florida was closer. 'Cause fuck.
Get on the plane, like bro, I might go with you if that happened. Like if we didn't make it, but y'all made it, I'd be like,
I'd look at it. I don't know if I'd do it, but
I
I
wonder how
can
much it would actually be. Like
I don't know. And then
probably
like
probably like 300 for like the best like worst seat you could get.
oh, and then for us, like we're redoing our stadiums. So like we have a lot of seating from like half our fucking stadiums under construction. Maybe not half, but like a pretty big chunk. So that cuts into seating. So it's gonna be even more expensive if we fucking make it. Um, makes me sad. I'm curious about Utah.
Yeah, Utah is a very interesting team. Pretty good.
OSU,
That's only they really get
Arizona,
like, and I would say
Colorado,
Colorado.
and UCF.
Oh yeah, UCF got KJ Jefferson, so that's a little bit of a It'll be
Yeah.
the challenge.
Um, that's doable. I mean, Colorado on the road. If Colorado's undefeated at that point, that's probably a loss. Uh,
Oklahoma State, like I
playing
think their
in
defense could shut down
Stillwater gets pretty loud. They got a nice
it's
stadium.
like a weird like the way the
I
stadium's
like
set
it.
up, it like produces a lot of sound, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of enclosed a little bit. Like it gets really loud in there because it's just the way the stadium's
Their
set up.
stadium's so nice. I love their turf too. Like their shit's nice. It just looks good.
They have one of the cooler because like they have this seat basically where like it's from the bat like you go into the basketball stadium, but you got like a view of the field. And I just think it's cool that's like you could be in both like basketball and football at the same time.
That's nuts.
But I think Utah has the defense to shut down Ollie Gordon, and then if you shut down Ollie Gordon,
Yeah, they're good.
they're done.
Yeah.
Arizona,
Pff,
that might be a tough challenge though. They're a little bit
yeah.
more all around.
We'll see. I'm optimistic for them, but I don't know. That's kind of a tough schedule.
Utah, I mean, they got
Um,
not terrible. Well, let's look at what was I just looking at? Let's look at Oklahoma State. I'm kind of curious about the
W.
W.
Who
Could be a loss.
knows?
Could be a loss.
Probably lost. You know, who fucking knows? Some of these teams just randomly play good against teams, and then like, Baylor beating them in the Big 12 championship that one year. Like, their schedule's pretty solid. That's doable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just yeah, like you said, the Big 12 is such a
Yeah, you have no idea.
because
Anything
like
can happen.
unlike the SEC, or the ACC and the Big Ten, like those they're very top heavy. Where I feel like top to bottom, the Big 12 is just very
Yeah.
competitive.
Like you could be the number one team in the Big 12. You could lose to the bottom team on fucking any day. Like their quarterback could just have the game of his life against you, and that's what happens in the Big 12 all the fucking time.
I'm
Like
considering going to an Oklahoma State game. Like
that Utah home game could be fun. Too bad Colorado's not playing, like coming to town. That'd be go see Shador.
that's what I was
That'd be
hoping for.
sweet.
I
Yeah, that
think
you
I might go see Utah. I like Cam Rising. I'd like to see him in person. Maybe I'll because like
I'd consider it. Let me know if you want. Stillwater's not super far. Like
and
I mean,
OSU tickets are way cheaper than OU tickets.
yeah, I'd be down. Well, is Kansas? Let's see what their schedule's looking like. Kansas isn't stupid far from here. Anybody could come into town. Colorado coming to town.
Ooh, we might have to pull
Uh,
that one.
I don't know how far away their stadium is.
It's probably pretty close to you. I bet you it's like an hour north of you. It's like because I mean it's like it's far, but it's not that far. Oh, but fuck, aren't they playing at fucking Arrowhead this year because of renovations? They might be.
I don't know. Oh, they are playing at Arrowhead. Yeah, so we'd have to go all the way to fucking Kansas City. Pass.
Yeah, well, never mind on that. That would have been
That,
cool.
that's like 3 hours from me. Well, it's like 2.5. And then like those tickets are gonna be fucking sold out just to go see Dion and the Colorado hype train.
I
Well,
wish they're coming to Stillwater.
that's unfortunate.
Damn, we're not gonna get to see him when Shador is there. That's what pisses me off. Because like
Yeah,
I
that
don't care
sucks.
about seeing him next year. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Here's my Kansas State.
their schedule is
The
nice.
fucking Big 12, like it's like all the same. Like I feel like they all have the same schedule. It's weird. They're all
And
playing the same teams.
they all could go either way, I
Like
feel
they're all
like.
playing Colorado, like or at least all the top teams. They're all playing Arizona. They're all playing OSU. They're all playing Colorado. Like they're all playing K-State. It's like those
Did
four
you
teams.
see
They're all playing each other.
you see the Big 12 media voted Dion as the worst coach in the Big 12? I think that's like not
It's
fair
kind
at
of
all.
it's kind of funny, but
It's
you know,
funny, but like
what evidence do you have to back that? Like
I
why?
mean like there's other coaches that like have sucked there for a while. Like
Yeah.
Baylor ain't been good in like 3 years since that year they went to the championship or
Yep.
conference championship.
I mean, what the fuck was Colorado supposed to do last year? Like, like what how was they supposed to win those games? That team was ass. They had some dudes, a couple, but like how the fuck they supposed to win that game? They had no offensive line.
Shador was throwing like crazy. Like he was putting up crazy numbers with no offensive line. Like if they get like a decent offensive line.
Did you see he was already talking shit about the offensive line? I think him
Oh,
and
when they're playing they're playing NCAA.
uh
Because I think he got sacked or something. He's like, oh, just like in real life. Like they got our offensive line right. Probably not a good idea.
no, that's wild. Miami's got Florida on the road. Eh, who
They
cares?
got like they're gonna start like probably like 6-0.
They could be undefeated rolling into us, which would
And
be
Louisville lost a lot, so they probably will
yeah.
beat Louisville.
Game day. We might have game day like 3 times this year. So we got game day for Georgia Tech. We'll probably have game day for Clemson. We might have game day for here if we make it.
They might only have one loss. Like, did the ACC change their conference to where it's like just the top two records
I
in the
don't think
championship
so, but I don't remember. Because if so, we might have to play Miami twice.
twice? Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Uh,
Well, I guess we'll fucking find out.
Let's see where. How do you go to let's
It's
see.
very fair. It's just like fucking everybody else. Like I said, everybody plays K-State, everybody plays Utah, everybody plays Colorado, and then everybody plays Arizona.
I
They're
think the
all
Big 12 was like, we need to match up all our best teams, like so we could
it's
compete
yeah, they're all the fucking same schedule.
because they're just trying to, get
They're
the
gonna
most views.
they'll probably have a four last team rolling into the playoff. It's gonna be they're all gonna be beating each other's ass.
Facts.
Let's see what Iowa's working with. That's not bad. They might have one loss.
You know,
They might only lose to Ohio State.
I don't know because like
If they have a decent offense, they'll beat the majority of these teams.
one team I do think we're overlooking a little bit is
Is
Washington.
UCLA? Oh,
Well, UCLA a little bit, but no, actually no, because they lost because like Chip Kelly abandoned the team and shit.
what an
But
asshole.
Washington, they have Arizona's old coach. They still have that Will Rogers guy who's the quarterback at Mississippi State. I
Yep.
don't know what they have at receiver. They lost a lot. They lost Odunze and Polk in the draft. So they might not be like super great, but I think they do have a little bit of a shot
I'm
to
sure
be
there's still
halfway
some
decent.
remnants of that team.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's too bad.
Maybe we switched. 'Cause who else is set up?
Oh, there's no let's see. What's a team that has divisions?
That's what I'm saying. Because we used to
Because
have the coastal and then the Atlantic. I think that's what it was.
I think they all switched this year.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, because if you look at one of those
It's
Pac-12, just
crazy.
two
Yeah,
teams.
they're all fucking loaded up.
What about one of those ones that's not a Power Five, like Mountain West or something? Damn, they don't even have a conference no more. Sunbelt, yeah, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh,
so
we
all the
did
all the
switch.
all the conferences switched.
Oh no.
So you're gonna have to play Miami twice, most likely, or
We
Clemson.
might.
You're gonna have to
Fuck.
play somebody twice, probably.
Yeah, college football is just me absolutely fucking bananas.
I kind of miss it. I'm gonna miss the divisions a little bit because I like the wild card. Like it could be an upset and then championship.
But I hated like Iowa sneaking in the goddamn Big Ten every year, and then like Ohio State and them having just a free W into the playoff. Like you're not
That's
playing
very
anybody
true.
good.
That's very
Well, I'm not
true.
saying like Iowa's never good, but like they were never good. Like you already lost this team once. Um, like okay, yeah, if you're the best two teams and you beat them twice, cool, easy dub. Yeah, shit's gonna be nuts. I'm scared. That's a lot of football, man. It's gonna be a lot of football.
A lot of big games we're gonna be seeing. But yeah, that was our look at the the schedules for this year. There's a lot of big games. It looks like it's going to be as wide open as ever, especially with the 12 team playoff. But yeah, let comment down below. Let us know which games you're looking forward to, who your team is, who they're playing, any teams you think we missed, or something like a big game maybe we didn't
Might be sleeping
discuss.
on.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know any sleeper teams, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.